Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to Frost and Fire. So last episode, we had a bit of a bash, a tunnel bash, in fact. Some of you wondered if I could have just frozen them out. Yes, absolutely I could have. But I would have lost all of my steel investment, the heaters, which I saved at 15 and 2% miraculously, and of course the deep drill probably, almost certainly would have been destroyed as well. I didn't want to have these things destroyed, so instead, I decided to fight. And you know what? I'm pretty happy about that. Of course, it could have cost me a lot more dearly, but I did have contingency plans, you know, closing the doors and letting them freeze, you know, those sort of things. This episode, I do hope to get my food under control. We have been having a hard time feeding the crabs, and as many of you pointed out, they ate their own young. I'm not so happy about that. I think that's pretty dark, but, you know, what can I do? That's what they did. But yeah, I will be planting rice instead of cloth in order to try to get enough kibble that all of the crabs are fed easily. The ongoing problem, of course, is that crabs are very, very resource-hungry little critters, and there's really no way around that. They were designed to be hungry resource critters, and that's what they do. And as such, it's always going to be an ongoing problem trying to keep them fed, but that's fine. It's part of the challenge of this game, I suppose. I would like to store plasteel a little bit closer to, and gold for that matter, a little bit closer to the shelf if possible. So I think what I'll do is set a shelf here for plasteel and gold, and then move these. Ooh, I don't know. Maybe actually I can have, that'd be great. I'll have Raptor enter his bedroom. Yeah, I'll have him enter his bedroom from the throne room. That will save me a whole lot of space. So let's do that. Let's redesign his bedroom a little bit and free up some shelf space over yonder. That will work for me. We are continuing the quicker access point mining this area here. I think it would make sense to stick a door in here just to prevent people from taking the easy shortcuts or something. I don't know. I think it will be useful. So I'm going to do it anyway, even if I'm wrong. Alright, seems to me like the insect meat problem is not going to be much of an issue for a bit, because we now have so many more insects to haul in, helping to feed our crabs, and insect jelly to sell as well. I still want JD to make summer clothing. We are almost at the end of our winter season, and summer clothing would dramatically help us to be productive in the summers. All right, Bash, I'm going to let you up, and you are going to consume some food. Raptor, I am not sure. Why have you been sleeping so long? I'm going to have you consume a fun meal as well. I don't know why my cooks haven't been cooking. I guess they've been battling, so maybe that's part of it. But I want them cooking so that I can actually start feeding myself. And Gabe is continuing at his own hypothermic peril, continuing the tunnel to allow him to help out more. Bash will get his Ghostface Mole. That's a pretty cool name. His Ghostface Mole sword back once he's a little bit healthier. There's not much of a point to set him up with that, unless he can actually wield it. And then Hippie, I am going to put you back in your normal bed. Now I do have to make sure that Redfoot here stays happy. And if you take a look, it might mean periodically making sure that she goes outside so she doesn't have the -7 trapped underground mood modifier, which would ultimately make her upset. And the happier I make her, the more benefit I will get out of the quest givers. So out of United Cities. There is a benefit, or no, not the United States, sorry. Okay, I don't want this. Smoke thrower. All right, maybe I do. I'd have to think about this. Expires in 1 day. So the reason why I wasn't really thinking about triggering this quest here is it's too cold to really go do it. And a smoke spear would dramatically disrupt my power grid. Yeah, no, I'm not doing it. The smoke spear, of course, would make my solar generators unable to operate. And that's, to me, not really worth doing. Okay, so JD is cranking out the advanced components in order to get Hippie, you know, her bionic legs so that she doesn't keep fainting constantly. We have even more. Oh boy, this is quite the pack of big things. So one of the things about this sort of pack here, it wouldn't be a terrible idea to have a door out here at the end of our... Let me try to race to build one. I'm, of course, racing big things. That's a little sketchy. But a door to prevent berserked animals. Oh, it seems like they don't even know how to get to my base. Now, one of the things I wanted to do is to get this medicine before it decayed. And, of course, these hops, too, because that would be a lot of beer. But I'm going to have this door here. So the reason why I shouldn't keep the door closed at all times is for normal raids that aren't animal raids, if they don't have a clear path to get to you, they will make one. And by that I mean they will destroy your walls and just bash their way in. Animals will only destroy doors if they see you use them. So as long as I don't go through these doors, I'll be fine. And I wasn't planning on that, because I don't really want to get bashed by giant, angry giraffe monsters. But keeping them here is fine. What's odd to me is I technically have a toxic fallout, and there is not the green tinge color. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. Bug, perhaps. Again, not sure. So whatever it might be, I do find it interesting that it hasn't been affecting me. JD, would you be so kind as to build the shelf? And I'm going to fix Raptor's room here. I'm actually going to put a vent in both directions. And then the jade walls. Just so that this is set up. And right here at this threshold, we're going to want like a marble tile or something like that. All right, Raptor, here is your room. And this room now serves as a way to transfer heat from our... Oh, who's starving? Oh, everybody's starving. Why is nobody eating? Simple meals are part of the food. Okay. Oh, there it is. The eclipse was causing it. It looked normal because of the eclipse, but now the eclipse is gone. It is the crazy nasty color again. Okay, well that makes some sense. So this shelf here, I built to contain, let's do critical, gold, and plasteel. I'm going to haul the gold first. I'll have Hippie do it, you know, the one without a leg. And then doing the gold first so it has a spot on the shelf, because we could honestly just fill the shelf entirely of plasteel, and that wouldn't really be all that productive. For the animal butchery, I'm going to butcher the smaller animals, the mega spiders and the spellipedes, and because they're more space efficient if I just butcher them anyway. Redfoot, you are ravenously hungry. How about you go consume a meal? A fine meal, in fact, because you are making a bit of a fuss. At this point, we do have all the advanced components we need, so let's make a bionic leg. And a bionic leg is plasteel and 4 advanced components. This will be made by JD, and this will solve Hippie's unbelievably slow rate of movement problems. I'm going to have Gabe spend a moment to clean up his workspace. This, in the long run, will keep him much, much happier not working somewhere where it looks disgusting. But as you can see, this shortcut is already proving to be of good use. And what I'm going to do here is have a steel door to prevent a granite door back here. Well, yeah, a steel door here that I open up myself, and a granite door that sort of acts as a blocker if need be. I can always close it. And again, I will move the bionic leg up so that we work on it first, and then the advanced components. Okay, let's haul the insect jellies. Just getting the rest of the bugs. And the influx of... So what's going on here is we have made a bunch of kibble, and that means that all of the rice that we would have harvested pretty much went straight to kibble and not to simple meals. So I'm going to have you know, the fine meal consumption for my colonists until we have simple meals to give them. One of the reasons, and I was asked this, one of the reasons why I haven't put art in the bedrooms, and to some degree or another, the daylilies pose the same exact problem, but one of the reasons why I haven't put art in the bedrooms is because people will go into your bedrooms to appreciate the art, and the act of going into your bedroom to appreciate the art means that you will disturb the sleeper, and that is something I wanted to avoid. Now, with that said, I will also additionally say that disturbing the sleeper like that in the long run doesn't really matter, because the plants that we've been planting in there will do the same thing. If Gabe, for instance, comes in to replant them, I just think there's less, and I could be wrong about this, but I just think there's less of a chance to for it to bother if we, you know, if it's plants and not art. Okay, so Hippie, what I'm going to be doing for you, I'm going to replace your right leg instead of your left leg. And the reason being is it's a very painful stab scar, and you will... Oh, you are a masochist. Oh. Well, let's not do that then. Let's replace your left leg then, which replaces your wooden foot, and that works to my benefit tremendously. Raptor, would you be so kind as to do the surgery instead of butchering up bugs? Okay, there we go. So she now has a bionic leg. Hopefully her movement speed will be, let's see, this is 81%. So it'll be slightly above normal, which is enough. it's fast enough. Okay, not that Gabe deserves this, but I'm going to have him tidy up some of the dead bug tunnels. And also, we're pretty close on harvesting a whole bunch of the rice. All right, down here, the butcher creatures. Oh, mega spiders. So it should be mega scares. My bad. That would explain all of the issues I've been running into. A lot of these things over here still need repair. They are put part of the home zone and will continue to be until all the blood and all that gore is cleaned up. Okay, so here comes our rice, and with this rice, I'm going to be cooking simple meals. And as you can see, Raptor has already got the simple meals going, so let's cancel the eating of fine meals. I don't want to waste any more of my fine meals on guys and gals that are already happy. Now, because Bash is recovering, and I'm actually going to uninstall this bed, because we don't need to be sleeping in there. Because Bash is recovering, a lot of our construction tasks haven't yet been done, like getting these doors built or whatever. Really hoping my guys get to that soon. You know what I think I'm going to do is, this is a steel door? Okay, yeah, forget the steel door. I'm going to put a steel door in here. And then I want to mine out a line of slag like that. This will make sense in the long run. All right, let's also have dead power in the middle of the room so that I can turn it off remotely if I want to. All right, JD is now back to making advanced components, and let's see, once Hippie's anesthesia fully wears off and she's not hypothermic, we should see a hint of what her movement speed is. So the stay close zone, I'm going to expand a little bit and allow sort of a straight shot of the tunnel to be mined out, and actually all of that. Even more. All of this is going to be mined out. And this is for security purposes, as will be explained eventually, once I build it. The idea is to dissuade sappers from entering my base this trajectory, and I'll have to do the same thing in my general storage area over here as well. Sort of incorporating anti-sapping turrets in here so that sappers don't perceive this to be an easy point of entry. And in later episodes, I'll go far more into detail about anti-sap designs. All right, fugitive encampment. Prime Counselor of the Machinists sent us a message. Apparently, skeletons nearby. There's 6 skeletons, and here are the rewards. Nate being a gourmand cannibal. Okay, that's disturbing. Or art, or components. The rewards are terrible for the risk, as is tradition with most of my quests, so I will be promptly ignoring them. All right, Hippie, are you now... Nope, you're still under anesthesia. I would have thought that would have been done by now. So, when we make advanced components, take to the best stockpile, which is that shelf. I just scanned plasteel, and this plasteel is so close to my base, it is technically part of it. Oh My god, is that lucky. That is phenomenal. All right, in terms of meals here, I am going to set a simple meal priority here. So the priority here is preferred, so this all has to just be important. And this is just so that the simple meals are stored closest closest to the door, you know, for ease of access or whatever you want to call it. So it's starting to warm up. It's April, May. And as it warms up, I'll be able to start to invest in Gabe mining out a lot more steel so that we can incorporate it into our permanent defenses. This is going to be paramount for surviving long term. And Bash is now fully healed and on his feet. We do have an exotic goods trader. That's awesome. So if you take a look at Hippie, Hippie's movement slowdown is a result of her breathing and not legs anymore. So that's really, really good. Let's see if this overhead trader has a lung for us to buy. That would be probably, honestly, just too much luck. But it's worth checking, I guess. Okay, so Raptor has removed the roof. And they have a shield core. They have Words of Love, Smoke Pop. Smoke Pop is a particularly good psycast that I am very tempted to buy. And they have a lung too. So if they have a lung, my silver is unfortunately stored in raw resources. So I'm going to change this as fast as I am able. Wow, so that was incredibly lucky, as it's ridiculously lucky. Oh, and you're hypothermic, so someone who's close by do the rest. Hippie, well, it's your lung, Hippie, so how about you haul it? Raptor gets very cold very fast. He's not well insulated. In fact, I should have his hypothermia go away completely and entirely before I even initiate the next trade. So I'm having him just sort of stand here because the hypothermia will cause him to be less efficient of a trader if I don't, you know, sort of allow him to recover. All right, Bash, this is mostly your blood. It's probably the least gross to have you clean up your own blood, even though you shed this blood in the protection of the colony. I'm going to have you tidy it up anyway. All right, so you are all set to trade with exotics. The unbelievably, ridiculously lucky Word of Inspiration, Smoke Pop, all of this. I want all of it. I can't afford Word of Inspiration right now, so we'll get Smoke Pop. But I do want to be able to buy the Word of Inspiration, so let me see about selling off things I don't need, like, for instance, the insect jellies. I was keeping them separate so that crabs couldn't get at it and eat it. So now that that's the case, Raptor, I'm going to have you warm up so that you don't have a loss of consciousness, making your trades the best they can be. Okay, my tunnel is not entirely blood-free, but it's closer. Yeah, I know you're tired. Okay, there. As long as hypothermia is below 5%, you don't get penalized with consciousness. So, Words of Inspiration for insect jelly. Seems to be a very fair trade. I'm also going to buy a little bit more. No, I'm not going to buy gold. And I'm also going to sell the jade statue. Okay, so Raptor, Words of Inspiration. Smoke Pop is a Psylink 4, and he is a Psylink 4. So that I can learn that. And at this point, I should roof off this so that pod raiders don't attack me. Did your Words of Inspiration... Ah, yes. Words of Inspiration. You are Psylink 5. So I am not going to be learning Words of Inspiration with Raptor, and I want to explain why as careful as I can. So the reason is, when you don't have a psycast at your next level, when you unlock a new level, like right now I'm level 4, right? When I unlock level 5, I will be given a random psycast upon becoming level 5. But if I already know a level 5 psycast, I don't get a random psycast. So if I learned Words of Inspiration right now, when I become a level 5 psycaster, Raptor only gets Words of Inspiration, not something extra random. If I wait with Raptor to learn Words of Inspiration when he hits level 5, not only does he get Words of Inspiration, he gets another level 5 psycast free. Yes, it's possible that the random extra psycast I learn is, in fact, Words of Inspiration. That's a possibility. Absolutely a possibility. But at least then I would be able to resell Words of Inspiration to, exotic goods trader or something like that. So it's not like a net loss, per se. JD, ooh, boy. JD's going to need help. Hippie, no, Phoenix. I'm going to have you... God, no, who's available to help? Bash. I should have had JD scheduled on Stay Close. He was not. Bash is here in case he falls. Or loses toes or whatever. Have you go right into the front door. Because, yeah, he very well might collapse. I'll fix... Nope, he made it. Okay, cool. All right, schedule. Stay close for everybody. And Redfoot, stay inside. Redfoot, what I'm going to do for you, though, is have you just sort of stand outside briefly to lose your cabin fever. You're not actually going to be doing anything sexy out there. You're just standing there and not using the telescope or anything like that. But this is just to game your cabin fever. Just to remind you that is a unbelievably frozen toxic fallout outside, and that in no way should you be missing it. And now you're hypothermic, yeah. So the smoke pop psycast that I just learned with Raptor is going to really help me against mech clusters. So when I have mech clusters to deal with, mech turrets and the like, they can't see through the smoke of that psycast, and it will allow me to way more efficiently deal with the mech cluster turrets, which is a very, very powerful tool. So I did mention last episode that I really wanted to find plasteel, which I found, and gold. Now this gold, where was it? The gold that I found is up here, so it's not really all that convenient to mine out during the extreme temperatures of the summer and winter. But now that I found all that, I do have renewable resources to make advanced components, which is very, very important. I have all the means to crank out, an incredible amount of advanced components to fuel our bionics or defenses or, you name it, whatever. It will help. I'm going to try to clean up after myself a little bit better. So JD's been making dusters for us for the summer. I don't know if he's made some already. But that's where all of my cotton's been going, my cloth. So that we can clothe ourselves come summertime. We should have some mech clusters coming in, which is all the more reason to get that that smoke pop psycast. And then another thing I should do is the operation on Redfoot. So for the second time, I'm going to move this bed here. I'll move it to do the no, not Redfoot, Hippie, sorry, to do the lung operation. So installing a install a right lung with real meds in this hospital bed. And Raptor, I'm going to have you stand around a second because I want you to do the operation. And then after that, I want you to make more medicine for us. I think I may have just canceled their wedding, though? Did I just see that? I can't rewind it like you can. I think Hippie and Bash were about to get married, and this surgery canceled it. I think a pretty good reason to cancel a surgery, but a funny one at that timing. All right, so I'm going to be rescuing Hippie, because, oh, I dropped the sniper rifle. Well, whatever, I can leave the sniper rifle there. Rescuing Hippie so that I don't clog up the research room. I don't have a proper hospital yet. I do realize that's something I probably will need at some point. Okay. So this mining room here is awful in terms of its impressiveness. It's ugly, right? But it gets the job done. Allows us to mine that uranium without much risk to ourselves. Which is the reason I built it. Ooh, here's a mech hive. So we have 4 in the south and a whole bunch, 9 in the north. Okay, none of them seem to be centipedes up there. They're all lancers down south, and they're all ranged. It's 100% ranged fighters. So I'm gonna tell everybody to stay inside for right now. Hippie here, once the wooziness wears off, you ought to be able to move around full speed, but until then, I guess go for the big vomit. Until then, get your sniper rifle and clean up your sick. Okay, so here they come. I'm gonna definitely have to wake everybody else up. I'm gonna leave Redfoot out of this. So the question is, why do I leave the front door open? It is harder to heat with the front door open, but in instances of raids, oh god, she's trying to clean up vomit and just vomiting more. In instances of raids like this, it gives, oh god, no, this door is, uh-oh. So unfortunately, this door is closed, and as a result, these raiders don't have a point of attack. They can't get to me. So I have to have Bash, or someone, but I have to have someone go run and open it. Which, it's not something I wanted to have to do. There we go. So now they have a clear path to me. They will bash a hole and come in ways I don't want them to. But given that they're all ranged, it's not going to be too difficult for me to deal with them. So let's see where else they're attacking. Because of that closed door, yeah, as you can see, they're bashing granite walls and, yeah, a little bit of everything. Speaking of bash, let's go have one. Hippie, did you just vomit again? Oh my god, I've never seen someone vomit so much from one operation. Okay, there goes that mech. This wall is going to collapse soon. I'm going to have everybody else go for cover. And we're just going to keep luring the mechanoids into like a bashing trap. It's really not that hard to do. So we do have a Lancer in the back of the base who currently does not have a valid path to get to me. So I'm going to go make one real quick. so that this Lancer... Oh, no, he's finding a new way. Unfortunately, due to the timing of that closed door that I had, a lot of our walls and doors are getting sort of messed up. Ooh, I don't like the second Lancer shooting at me, so let's get inside with you. And with you. Don't want to risk that. I don't mind them shooting at the ones with the shield belts, but anybody else? No thanks. Okay, so there's some repair, defense work to be repaired. All right, let's fire on our turrets. That's not what I wanted to do. I meant for my brawlers to go first. Perfect, thank you guys. I'm gonna have Phoenix back off now. He's just a little wounded. Not terribly or anything like that. Just, I want him to top up. Making sure that nothing else is getting bashed. So we did lose a top door up here that I'm going to have to replace. Phoenix, go inside. Oh my god, how many times are you going to vomit? Okay, let's draw them in now. Turn off all these turrets so that they're not valid targets, and bring them on in. Phoenix, you get to rest. And okay, this Lancer turned around and is not destroying our power grid anymore. Started to hit the solar generator, but since stopped. All right, so as you can see, they're congregating. I power everything up. Surprise, surprise. My defenses are actually active. And Hippie trying to clean up after herself. Phoenix going to be patched up. I'm going to unrestrict Bash so he can start to repair turrets that are worse off. This is going to be a good source of steel. Well, maybe. I might net neutral here because of how many turrets I need to do. You know, in terms of reloading. All right. We still have a Lancer in the back. I'm sending my fighters to do that. And then in the front, we have a pikeman who's going to need to be lured. So turning all of them off. Nope, this Lancer might come to the front. It also wouldn't hurt for my guys to get warmer in the base. This area here, I'm just converting back into open area for turret's sake, as will eventually be explained. Yeah, these two mechs I think are the only ones left. Let me double check that. Yeah, they're the only ones left, and they're wandering back and forth because they can't find a valid path to get to me. But with Gabe and Bash standing here, they should be able to get one soon, or find one. Okay, no, they are not, so let's get fighting them. Hippie, it looks like you're idle. You can join. Because I don't really want them destroying my power grid. So my shooters are going to have to find... They're going to have to get quite close so that there's no random things between me and the power grid. Oh, in the nick of time. Good timing. And then there is this last enemy here down south. Let's break line of sight and show it, give it a little party as it comes out. Surprise! Done. Well, we lost some walls because of my sloppiness. Because, you know, we had the big things, and this here was a way to deal with the big things, this door. But then it doesn't work for non-animals. But, you know, we should not be too expensive to repair. It's not that big of a deal. And then no one else got permanent injuries as a result of that fight. Just a few walls and doors to replace. Nothing all that serious. All right. Raptor's trying to get his psi focus up. I'll probably idle it around 50%. I'm not going to go up to 100%, I don't think. JD, I'm going to have you set to construct over everything else for a moment. Oh, you're set to stay inside. All right, so everybody's going to be set to stay close, except for Redfoot, who's our guest. And then JD, that means you are going to be responsible for... Oh, we're throwing a party. You're going to be responsible for throwing a party. Redfoot, you joining? Let me zone her so that she has to join. Because if I drafted her, it would cancel the party. But if I changed her zones so that she couldn't sit at the research bench, she would join. And then Bash, I'm going to have you join the party too. So let's do the same sort of thing for you as well. I just realized the stay inside zone needs to be updated. Done. Should also include vents so we can flick the vents. Okay, so everybody's in attendance to the party, and maybe I get some free inspirations off of that. I'm actually kind of surprised that Hippie and Raptor haven't had inspirations, given their moods are 100% and 96. You'd really think that they'd... Yeah, whatever. I can't force them to be inspired, but... Well, no, that's not true. I will soon have words of inspiration psycast to Raptor, which means that I can actually force them to be inspired. So party finished. That gives us a nice +4-ish, 5. It depends on how long they attended said party. Like JD attended it for 7. And then Redfoot, it matters for you because you are our guest. You have a +6, which almost fully offsets your the problems that you have with being forced inside all the time. So JD is going to work on making our walls work. Oh, come on, actually build it. Constructing our walls, and then Bash is here. Oh no, Bash is cooking. Make a tea, I guess. Requesting colonists. 1 colonist for some Glitter World medicine, silver, or honor. I might swing this. I'm gonna do it and offer them Phoenix, because Phoenix is wounded. They didn't say a healthy colonist, they just asked for colonists, and he would have been resting and recovering anyway for a few days. So this colonist is only for 5 days, which is probably like half of his recovery time. So that's fine. Have him get in, and that means I'm also not feeding him for like 5 days, which is a way for us to build up a supply of rice, which has been pretty low for a while now. Well, everybody, that is all the time I have for this episode. So we didn't end up seeing any of Redfoot's mech clusters yet, but we did have the opportunity to recover Hippie and give her a lung that she was missing. To answer the question here, her regular run speed is now 96%, or 99% rather, which is really, really, really good. She's so she can't fully perfectly outrun enemies, but she's pretty close. I think what would be ideal for her is to have an architect leg in the left leg and then leave the right leg with the stab scar, because of course she's a masochist and it will make her happy to be in serious pain all the time. Like a free +10 mood boost is incredible. If you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. Thank you all so very much for watching. I'll catch you next episode. Farewell, everybody.